Hey guys, welcome back to Amanda's Favorites, where I have new videos every week, usually Tuesdays at noon. Today's video is part of my new series, Planner Friend Chat. And today I am having my chat with KatieKplans. I am so excited to have you, Katie. And we are just going to jump right in. If you don't know KatieKplans, by the end, you're going to want to follow her. She's on Instagram and YouTube, and I will have all that linked down in the description. So we're going to start with some rapid fire fun questions just to get to know you a little bit, Katie, before we jump into the planner questions. Okay, what did you have for breakfast today?
Breakfast today, I actually had some French toast sticks and a coffee today.
Okay.
It's my
Love
day
it.
off, so I try to go do something.
Okay. All right. What is the favorite place that you've lived in your life?
Mm. I would probably have to say small town, New Bloomfield, Missouri, is kind of where we lived for a while. We kind of moved around a lot with my parents' jobs, but that was my favorite place because we lived on just like a little farm. And when I was a kid, had all the farm animals, and it was the best. It was the best.
Oh, wow. That sounds neat.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that will lead us into more questions later about like
Okay.
your little farm right now. So,
Right. Right.
okay. So you said you moved around a lot. So do you have anywhere you consider your hometown?
Honestly, probably not. I mean, we lived in like specific places for like probably at least a few years at a time. But probably like the New Bloomfield and Fulton, Missouri area was probably a majority of my childhood.
Okay. Okay. Now the next question, like you said, Mondays are your day off. What would you
Mhm.
do with the day off? I mean, I'm sure most time you have to use it for, you have to do some chores and stuff,
Oh yeah.
but if
The
you didn't have to, what would be your ideal day off?
Oh, my ideal day off. I still like to be productive, even on my ideal day off. But if my ideal day off probably would be like if I could just go with like my husband and our dogs and just like go to, we like to go to Lake Taneycomo at least once a year with my parents, or even just by ourselves and just like trout fish and just sit down by the lake. It's so relaxing.
I love that.
That
Okay.
would be my ideal day off.
Okay. You sound a lot like me. You like simple things outside
Yeah.
in nature. And
Yes. Yeah.
okay, what's a favorite vacation spot? Maybe that's it that you've ever been to, and or it can be like a dream spot, or you can name both.
Okay. So my regular favorite vacation spot is probably where I said Lake Taneycomo. We go there at least once a year. Usually we stay as kind of a tradition now to go with my parents once a year, and we just do whatever, trout fish, maybe catch a show, whatever. But my favorite, it wasn't even a vacation, but my favorite place that I probably ever went was Greece for a missions trip. Yes, back in 2011, and it was beautiful. It was probably the best experience. It was just one of those things where it's like I'm getting out of high school, and my sister had went on a missions trip, and I was like, this is probably going to be the only time that I'm going to have a chance to do this before you start college and get married or go to whatever you want to do. And so I did it, and I was there for 9 days, so not super long, but it was perfect. It was my favorite. I would go back in a heartbeat.
Wow, that's awesome. That sounds
Yeah.
like an amazing experience. Okay, what would you name as your favorite food right now?
Oh, my favorite food. So right now, every day I have been hooked on two things. I've been hooked on these Quest bars, like the little protein bars. And I am addicted to the chocolate chip cookie dough. Eat one
Okay.
of those a day, literally one of those a day. And then I also have been hooked on those little laughing cow wedges, like the cheese wedges,
Yes. Yes,
the pepper jack with some crackers as a snack in the afternoon. I have those two things and I'm just like set through the day.
I love it. Okay.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it. All right. What's your favorite season of the year?
Fall. I love fall.
Yes. Yes.
I am
Okay.
not looking forward to summer right now. We had like our first 90-degree day yet Saturday, and my husband and I, we were just like, we can't do this, and it's not even summer yet.
No, I totally feel you. This last week, we went into high summer temperatures, like high 90s, high humidity, like so high.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
It's humid today. I went outside and it's just like you automatically are just sticky and you just start sweating. Oh, it's the worst. It's the
no,
worst.
and my walks are not even enjoyable anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
like, yes, I
I
totally know
know.
how you feel. Okay. We'll just be counting down the days till fall.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Which
Yes.
will be like a long time, but
I know.
okay. Introduce yourself as much as you want to tell us, like where you live now. Tell us about your little farm, job, family. Share as much as you want.
Sure. So I'm Katie. I am KatieKplans on Instagram. That's where I do a majority of my sharing. I currently live in Kansas. I pretty much lived in Missouri all of my life, and then met my husband at a wedding at a church that I used to go to. And we like saw each other there, and he always teases me because he has a twin brother. And still to this day, he says that I didn't pay attention to him. I was looking at his twin brother. And I'm like, it's still a joke to this day. He
Are they
honestly just said it
identical
the other day.
then?
They are. They're
Okay.
identical.
Okay.
Yeah. You can tell them apart now. When they were like younger, looking at younger pictures, they looked exactly alike. It's hard to tell them apart.
Wow.
But so met him at a wedding and we just hit it off. And so we've been married for 8 years this October, together for 10. And then I am a nurse. And so I've also been a nurse for 8 years this year, which is kind of wild to think about. It's been definitely a journey and a really good one. It's been a really good one. So I am a nurse, I'm an RN, and I work at a small rural healthcare family practice clinic. Been there for 7 years. I started out at a hospital in actually Joplin, the newer Mercy that they had built, and started on like the cardiology floor. And it was the perfect experience for a new grad nurse. I had such a great team to teach me, new things actually on the floor, because it is so different from being in clinicals and actually going out and doing all the things. I'm very like a hands-on, like just let me do it and I'll learn it like that. But anyway, so I'm a rural healthcare nurse. I love it there. I love my team. And then I actually just started back up as PRN at an acute care position at a local hospital. We have 2 dogs. We have a French bulldog. His name is Gus, and he's going to be 8 this year. We actually got him the year we got married, so he's pretty special. And then we have Sadie, who just turned 4, and she was a rescue. She's actually deaf, and so she knows sign language, which is really, really cool.
Wow.
We got her when she was 4 months. I think it was just kind of too much for them. And so they were just like, they just wanted to give her away. And so we took her, and so we have 2 of them. We live on a little goat farm. I say little because obviously there's much bigger farms than what we have. But right, we had, how many did we have? 24 babies this round. And
That sounds like a lot to me.
yeah,
I mean, I know
right.
it's little in a farm, but I mean,
Yeah.
that sounds like a
Yeah.
lot to care for.
Yeah. Honestly, goats aren't that bad. Like they are like one of the easier things. Like I consider cattle to be hard. Like
Right.
that's hard.
Right.
But anyway, so we had 24 babies, and they are just wild and running and jumping off of everything. And it's a lot of, I love goats. It's so much fun. They all have their own little personalities, and I have a few that I keep out of I have probably one that I keep out of every batch, much to my husband's dismay, but I
Okay.
put a name to them in their mind. So
Okay. Okay.
But other than that, that's a little bit about me.
And so you sell the rest of them.
Usually, yeah. So usually, if he sees some that, so like we have 14 moms right now. And so usually what he'll do is, they're boar goats. So they're meat goats, which we usually don't, like butcher them ourselves or anything like that. But so we sell them. Sometimes he'll keep back some of the does if they end up pretty good, but usually we sell the males or, whatever, just because you still have the moms, and yeah, it's a whole thing. So
Okay.
we just sell them.
Okay. You have to tell me how you got started in goats. Like what made you get started
Oh,
from the beginning? Was it like you're
honest,
growing up? Was that something on your farm growing up?
actually, so we had one goat when I had one or two goats when I was growing up on that farm, and one of them was a fainting goat. And that's all we had. It was my mom's. We had one horse that was my sister's, and then my dad had some cattle. We had a pig. What else? I had a little rabbit that stayed outside, and yeah, they all just caused so much trouble. But so I don't really know. I loved animals. When I got married, like I said, we got Gus, like, I don't even, like, a month after we got married.
Okay.
And she was like, I'm surprised it took you this long, because I love animals so much. But when we got married, my husband was kind of wanting like an activity to do, just something to keep him busy. And yeah, he wanted to try goats. And I was like, okay, let's try it. And yeah, we've tried sheep, and they're not bad at all, but we always just come back to goats.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you bought your house, did you buy it like knowing like you wanted to have enough land for like some type of little farm thing? Like you went into
Yeah.
it doing that.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Both of us he loves animals too. And we love being out here in the country, and it's just quiet, and yeah, it's the perfect spot.
Okay. I love that. And Katie does share about her goats and everything on Instagram. So, I mean, you get to see some of that if you go there. All right. Okay. I love learning all that about you. I mean, I knew about the goats, but all those questions I
Right.
asked, you always wonder, like, how did this
Right.
get started and everything? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first planner that you ever used?
Oh, besides what they give you in school, honestly, I used to just use the planners from Target. Just like probably like the Blue Sky planners was probably the main ones. I did not have any like name brand until 2015, and that was I started out with ERIN CONDREN in 2015 because one of my preceptors had it, and I was like, "What is that planner? I love that planner." And she had a horizontal ERIN CONDREN live planner, and so that's kind of what started me on that.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
I guess a Target planner was my first actual planner that they don't give you in school when you're
Right.
younger.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Love that. I love that you saw her Erin Condren and you were like, I like that. What
Yeah.
is that?
Yeah. Yeah. So she gave me her referral code. It's I used it to buy
Okay.
my first planner. Yeah. So it's kind of full circle. It's
I
funny.
know. I love that.
Yeah.
And do you remember, was that Erin Condren? Because I don't think they had started with their new Mohawk paper in 2015.
Oh, I couldn't
Yeah.
even tell you, honestly.
Okay. I don't think
And
they
see, back then I didn't pay attention to like all the papers and like all the different I wasn't there yet. Like,
right,
yeah, it was just
right,
like, oh, I love that planner. Let me use it. I
right.
know too much information now.
I know, right? Like sometimes too much information it kind of ruins things in life too.
I
You
know.
know, like
The simplicity of it.
right, like just you see a planner you like and you're like, yeah, this will be good for the year, you know?
Right. Right.
Oh, okay. When when did you find the planner community? Do you remember?
Yeah. So that would have been 2017. Jen Plans was the first person that I saw. And actually the first person that I followed on Instagram. And when I started out, I was out of nursing school at that time. So I didn't have like, the life planner. At that time, I had the ERIN CONDREN Deluxe Monthly that they used to have
Yes.
back then. Um, so yeah, 2017.
Okay.
And that's actually when I found them and I started KatieKplans.
Okay. So I was going to ask you that. You started KatieKplans then in 2017.
Yes.
And
Yes.
did you have any idea what you were getting into?
No.
Right. I didn't think
No.
so.
No. Absolutely not. Even to this day, I will just be scrolling through, or I'll be posting something or just talking with like community and comments and things like that, and I'm just like, what is this? Like, it's so much fun, just like a hobby for me, because obviously I have a full-time job, and so it's just like I'm still in awe of like what has become, for sure.
Yeah. So you have a really big Instagram following, and
Yeah.
how do you keep up with DMs? Like, I mean, you work full time.
Mhm.
And so I'm just wondering, like, how you feel about that. And like, do you check them once a day, even if you come home from a nursing shift and you're so tired? And
Right. So if I pick up like a 12-hour shift, I'm probably not going to be getting, like, I'll get on and kind of scroll through, but that's about the extent, because I just want to come home and shower and just do
mm,
nothing after
yeah,
one of those. But usually, at my daily, like my full-time job throughout the week, I only work Tuesday through Friday. So I get weekends off. I get, a 3-day weekend. It's really the perfect, um, the perfect job, honestly. And so the balance has been hard. I'm going to be honest, I don't get like an overwhelming amount of DMs. Probably, I mean, I'm sure you get a ton because you are actually, reviewing all these planners and, giving out a lot of information and things like that. So I'm sure that's really hard. I just go through usually daily and I'll just respond. And I try to respond to, every comment, and at least give that person, that little bit of my time and attention, just to put that out there. I just feel like it's respectful, if I can, if I
yes.
can. But the balance has kind of been hard, honestly. And I just posted something about it this weekend about
And I'm not on the weekends anymore, so I didn't just see that. So I'll have to go,
yes,
unless it was in
yeah.
stories, then I missed it. So
I think it was stories. So it would
okay,
have been on a Saturday, so it's gone.
okay,
But
okay.
I actually just said something about that on stories, and it was like, I'm trying to, make my weekends more intentional, because even though this is a hobby, I want to be consistent, I want to do that, but I also have to find the balance. And I was filming, I work Tuesday through Friday, so you want that good lighting. And so it would always be like the weekends, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. And sometimes Monday I had things to do. And so I was spending a lot of time filming for this hobby, like filming for the week. And I finally like just realized, especially with the weather getting nice, I'm like, I don't have a desire to, you know, do that on the weekends. And so I'm like trying to balance out like staying consistent, but still managing my time. And so I'm trying to allow myself that freedom and that grace, that I don't have to do it all. And that's just kind of where like my mindset is right now. And when I posted that this weekend, I think I had said something to the effect of, um, I really, I, how did I word that? I can't even remember how I worded it, but basically like, I want this to like fill my cup, but I'm not, you can't, I can't remember how I said it, but I don't want to like give and give and give and give and not have that in return. And so yeah, I'm just trying to find that balance.
Oh, I understand.
Still,
We
still trying to find that balance.
we can have a whole conversation about that. Okay.
Right? Yeah,
So your Instagram just like blew up
it did.
at one
It
point.
did.
Was it a certain reel or like a couple, or do you remember when that happened?
Yeah. So I think it was when I honestly started posting those plan with me's. And I think honestly, this is going to sound weird, but I think it has a lot to do with the positioning of that camera and like people actually being able to like see you write out like your day,
Hmm.
instead of just like a top view where, I don't know. I think it has something to do with the view, but
And your
yeah, it was a,
handwriting.
yeah, people like my handwriting. But it was the playing with me's, I think. I would started doing the playing with me's, and then I used to post quotes, like I would just take a picture of the post-it, and
Yes.
then I started writing them out. And those were a big hit too. And so between the two of those, like throughout the week, it just was like consistently, it was wild, consistently just starting to grow. And I was very grateful for it because I mean, it brought out a bunch of opportunities, but also again had to find the balance of, oh my goodness, I went from 5,000 to now I have 77,000, and
Yeah.
it's huge. It's crazy, honestly. And
Yeah.
some days I'm still like, I don't know what to do. I'm just a small town, Kansas girl over here, just doing this as a hobby. But
Yes. Yes. No, I
yeah.
think people love your handwriting too. And
Yes.
there's something about seeing someone with beautiful handwriting, in the process of writing, that
Yes.
just
Yeah.
people love, it's kind of like
Yeah.
ASMR, but without the
It
sound.
is.
Right?
It
Like,
is. I
so,
love seeing those people that can like letter
oh,
really
yes.
pretty. I love watching that. It's not something that I can do personally. I mean, I'm sure practice makes perfect, but I love watching those. I have a few
Yes,
that I just love watching.
totally. Okay. So we kind of touched on this a little bit, but if there's anything else you want to add in, like what are your favorite parts of, like the planner community on Instagram and YouTube, and what are like the hard parts that you struggle with from the
Yep.
planner
Okay.
community?
So my favorite parts, coming from I don't even want to say influencer side, but just coming from that side of it, I love getting to work with different brands and, companies. That is probably one of my favorite parts. All the people that I've met, like the opportunities that you just get that I otherwise probably wouldn't have had. On my first YouTube video of the CONDREN launch, the first one that I ever got to do, which was just like last year, I was like, I think I said in that video, like my 2015 self would have been so proud that I was even able to do this. Like that was just something like you always wanted to do. It was like a big CONDREN launch, and it was so special. So things like that, those are like my favorite parts. The inspiration that you get just from having the conversation. I feel like I have more friends from online than I do in real life. And I have made so many special connections, honestly, that I would not have met these people. And the opportunity to go to that planner conference, and that just was an amazing experience. I'm definitely introverted, and it was very overwhelming, but I mean, just the connections that you made with people, it was mind blowing. It was so good. Um, the hard parts, anything online is hard. You get critiqued a lot, and I mean, I'm just going to be honest. People are just can be mean, like behind the screen. And it's just a whole nother world. And you definitely have to have like tough skin. And I definitely have had to learn that they probably wouldn't say that in person. And they may be struggling with something. You never know what someone is going through. I have learned that with nursing alone, that you never know. You could see someone once a week for an appointment, and they could, honestly, I had this happen. They ended their life, and you're like, what? I never even saw that coming. And so you never know what someone is going through or struggling with. And so I try to give people the benefit of the doubt and the grace for that. And I've also learned I'm in control of my page. And then that is one of the probably biggest tips I'm going to give someone that's watching this. If you are wanting to, join a community, it doesn't even have to be the planner community. That is your page, and you are in control of your little Instagram or your YouTube. So if you need to mute something, or if you need to delete that comment, or you need to block, like you're in control of that. And so I have personally had to do that. And it has been very good for my mental health, to do things like that. And sometimes you just need a break from things. And so that's kind of also why I started taking off, like, from the weekends. Like, I'll still be on and, kind of scroll through, but I don't feel that pressure to, oh, I got to keep up. I got to keep up and post this and post that, and, have a reel. And it feels good. So that's probably the hardest part of social media in general. Not to make the conversation heavier or whatever, but
No, it's
I
real.
mean, it is. It's
It's
very
real.
real. It is. And
And
so, I mean, definitely going into it, it's just not something you expect going into it. You're so naive when you first start out on social media. You're so naive. And
oh boy.
it's just, as you like, and as you grow, and this, I mean, as you grow, it's just like, I can't believe that people are like this. It's like, I posted a quote the other day, and I said, social media is not that serious. When you look at the grand scheme of things, it's really not that serious.
Right.
But yeah,
No,
again, not
that's
trying to
true.
make the conversation heavy, but
No,
it is
that's
real.
so true. And being so naive going in, I
Yes.
mean, I was barely even on Instagram with a tiny family account when I started
Yes.
in the planner, and I had no idea what I was doing. Zero.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Same.
oh boy. Okay. Let's see. If you don't feel like, I don't know if you feel like the planner you're using right now. So first of all, tell us the planner you're using right now.
So I am honestly currently, I'm just using one planner right now because I'm torn between a daily. So I am currently in my Lights Planner Action little vertical here. It's an A5 CAD light. Everyone asks me about this because it's literally the perfect lined vertical. And I have been in it. I actually got it in February, but I kind of back planned the entire month of January. And so my goal is to be in one planner all year.
Okay.
That's my goal, because I was hopping around, and I'm like, I just want to be in one planner again. I had not been in a full year of a planner since 2020. And that was the MäksēLife goal setting. I think I was in horizontal, and then I kind of started putting in some vertical pages with that. So yeah, I'm in this. I've been in it now since, like I said, February. So that's what I'm happy with.
Okay. And we will link that planner down there below for you
Yeah.
guys. Do you have an affiliate link with them?
I have a $10 off referral code.
Okay, yeah, we'll link Katie's. I will get her that info, and we will link it in the video description, because I know lots of people who may have not seen that planner now are going to go, what is this planner? And I need to find out.
I love this planner. Yes.
And if you go to her Instagram, I mean, you'll see it all over her Instagram.
Yes.
So, okay. So if you don't consider that like your perfect planner, what planners would you mix? What elements of what planners to make like your perfect planner?
Oh, this question.
Don't take it too seriously.
Yeah. Honestly, if you would have asked me like last year, I probably would have been like, oh, I would want a line vertical and I want daily pages in it. But now I'm just like, I don't know if I need all that. I think this is enough for me, like, right now. And so I don't use it daily every day. And so I don't think that would be beneficial for me. So honestly, just a nice line vertical. I've learned that A5 is kind of like my sweet spot in a weekly planner, because I don't feel like I have a ton of room that I have to fill up or feel the need to, sticker everything or write everything, highlight everything. And so I don't know that I would mix a planner. I think this is it for me right now.
I love it. I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
What are your favorite pens right now? And does that depend on like what paper you're writing in? And what's your favorite one for that planner, the Lights Planner Action planner?
So for my Lights Planner Action, I use I like the Zebra Blend gel.
Everyone is talking about that pen now, and I have not even tried it.
I didn't even know about it. I think it's been around, but I didn't know about it until Go Wild. And they actually had one in a bag or something, or like the Zebra box that you got. and I'm like, wow, this pen's really good. So I use that. I like the Big Gelosity. 0.7 is also my sweet spot. I'm a 0.7 girl.
Okay.
Zebra Sarasa Dry, I do like that one. And I think those are the three main ones that I use. And then what else? Those actually work good. I like pens that will work well like throughout a range of planners. And so those work well in plum paper. They work well in the Lights Planner Action and ERIN CONDREN. Really pretty much anything that I've had. I had a Annie Plans in our Estelle little planner. And it's got that, Tomaway or however you say it, paper, but I think it's different from, I've learned it's different from the actual Hobonichi paper.
Okay.
Even though it's the same, I don't know.
Right. But
I
it's
didn't dive into all that. It's similar.
Yes.
Yeah. And so for something like that, I can't even think of the pen that I use now. It was a Zebra, Speedy, Sarasa Speedy, I think is what it was, a 0.5. And that's the only planner that I've had to use something different in. Otherwise, I just use those three. Those
and
are like
I've never heard of the Sarasa Speedy.
Oh, really?
No, I've never even heard of it.
Honestly, I feel like it's similar to like the Sarasa Clip. Have you ever heard of that one?
Yeah, I have that one. Yeah.
I feel like it's similar to that.
Okay.
Honestly.
Okay. All right. Are you using any journals right now?
The only thing I'm using for a journal, and it's across the room, so I'm not going to show it, but it's the plum paper, like those stitched notebooks.
Yes.
And so I've been using that to kind of do like my devotionals and my notes and things like that. I would love to say that I am a huge journaler. I journal every day, like I'm not. It's just not something that I can keep up with. And I adore the people that do. And I wish I could do that, but I can't. I'm not going to say I can't. I could do it because you make time for what you want to do.
Yeah.
But it's just not something that I do.
And that's okay. See, that's the thing with Instagram. I feel like we get in our mind too, that like for some reason, like, oh, we should be doing that because everybody else is. But I'm like, I have to question everything. I'm like, but why? Why should I do? No, it's not important to me. So why am I feeling this way? Like,
that's how I am with like memory keeping. I'm like, oh yeah, I need to like get into that. I need to do that. And I do one spread and I'm like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I would. There's so many, trends and everything else on social media, and it's dangerous. It's dangerous for my mind and for my finances.
Yes. No, it's dangerous. It is.
Yes.
For us mental health wise. Okay.
Yes.
One of my last questions to wrap us up is, I don't know why I put this one last, but do you have a morning routine that you follow, like generally on your work days?
So again, I would love to say, I get up at 6 a.m. I work out. I do all these things, but I really don't. Honestly, like my husband will get up and he will like feed the dogs. I'm kind of right behind him, and I'll do lunch and just kind of get ready for the day, do skincare, put some lotion on my face, whatever. And honestly, we're just kind of out the door. And I do really want to be more intentional about my mornings. And probably a couple years ago, I really was, and I've kind of fallen off the wagon. I don't know why or when or how, but I don't have an inspirational morning routine for you guys.
But see, that's another thing. See, like, it's okay because like that's working for you right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's another one of those things.
When I read that question, I was like getting in my own head, like, oh my gosh, I should have a morning routine. Like, why do I not?
Maybe I should take that. Maybe I need to dump that question.
No, it's good.
And ask any routines in your life, morning, evening, weekend, wind down routines, like, any magic there. I just feel like sometimes when I hear people's routines, it gives me an idea. Like, that might be something you know, I could not do their same thing, but it might work in my life. So it might trigger something, you know?
No, but I like that question because I mean, like I said, I was getting in my own head about it, but then with what you just said, you're like, no, but that's okay. And I don't feel like, it's social media again. I don't feel like we allow ourselves to have our own,
No. And sometimes,
simple routine or no routine or, yeah.
no, yes. Instagram. I have to remind myself. Sometimes I go back and think, what was my life like before Instagram? Because I was about to turn 40 when I started Instagram. So I lived a long part of my life without Instagram. Okay. Like, before. And so I was really like, how did I feel then? And I'm like, you know, honestly, I felt a lot better about my life and a lot of things in it. How sad is that? Like, there's so much good there, but it's like, trying to figure out how to use it for yourself in different seasons to be only good for you and not make you feel bad and question things in your life. It's hard.
You definitely have to have blinders up for sure on social media. You've got to, because it will affect your mental health before you even realize it's affecting your mental health. And you're like, how did I get down in this spiral?
Yes. And that's why I worry about like the generation, you know, of kids coming up now, because I'm like, I'm about to turn 46 in a month. And I'm like, if I feel like I can't handle this, you know, like a lot, like I feel like I can't handle it and I just have to turn it off. Like, how are they feeling? You know, it makes me really just worry about
it. Well, honestly, I think, just working with our youth at like our church and stuff, I think that they really feel that heaviness of it. Just like we do, but they just don't know yet how to not let it, affect their mental health. And I think that's why a lot of times we get, you hear those stories of young kids that are ending their lives and things like that, or, and I think that plays a huge part in it too. And I just don't think they know how to stay away from, or I guess don't know how to prevent it from getting that far. Like we can be like, oh, I got to take a step back,
Yes, for sure. And
it's sad.
The weird thing is, I wonder how you feel about this, and then we'll wrap it up. Between Instagram and YouTube, I totally feel like they're completely different. I just do, I do not have that feeling on YouTube. So sometimes I'm just like, maybe I just need to quit Instagram, you know, no matter what it would do to my account. Like, I'm just like, because YouTube feels good to me. Like, I don't have any problem there, you know? Like, Instagram, there's something, you know, there really is about how they design it, the algorithms, the dopamine hits it gives you, it's just, it's like a beast. And
it is. Yeah, I would agree. And I'm not even on YouTube like full time all the time. I try to put stuff out there every once in a while, but it is a whole different vibe over on YouTube. Yeah, I 100% agree with that. And I was even I like trialed TikTok for probably a good couple months. And I actually deactivated my account because for one, I was just like, I can't keep up with the two. And I just didn't like the feeling that I got over there. Like I didn't like that vibe. And it almost felt as heavy or heavier than Instagram did on some occasions. And I was like, nope, I'm not doing two of these at all. It's not worth it.
That's so good for you to know that, like that feeling. And you're like, because I've never even signed on to TikTok because I just know like if I can barely handle Instagram, I cannot handle anything else.
No. So I'm just like putting all of my energy into just like one space and
Yes. Well, you handle it well. And your account is a joy because I just feel like you guys can tell from Katie, like you just have a light that shines from within and she just brings good and no bad feelings. So I don't know why anyone would ever write anything bad to you, but I know the internet, they do.
Right. No, thank you.
So thank you so much, Katie, for taking time out to be with us today. I know you have so many people that love you. So let us know down in the comments, you know, how you liked this chat with Katie, and we will sign off and you guys can go check her out. All those links will be down in the description. All right. Thanks, Katie.
Thank you so much for having me, Amanda.
Oh, thank you. My pleasure. All right, guys, take care of yourselves so you can take care of others, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.